Hello everybody and welcome to Tuesdays with Schwartz. I am your host, D. Scott Schwartz, and this week we are actually going to go over what I went over last night on a Zoom call with a first year teacher from Maryland. And just want to give a shout out to her. You're doing great. Don't worry, it's going to get better. But one of the things that she was explaining to me was that she was just overwhelmed, like beyond belief, overwhelmed. And so what I wanted to be able to do here is basically go over what we went over and, just give something back. At the end, basically, she said, I wish there was a community like this so that I could get help. And I said, I never thought about it, but I could start one. And so let me do the 5 things that we went over last night, and then just kind of show you what the community is going to be. So number 1 is self-care. Number 2 is SMART goals. Number 3 is time management. Number 4 is lesson plan helper. And number 5 is the evaluation score booster. So let me just go over what those things are. Obviously, the first thing you need to do is take care of yourself. If you're not okay, you can't meet the needs of your students. So self-care management is critical. And so in this new community, brand new community, step 1 is going to be all about self-care. So there's going to be a self-care survey to basically give yourself an understanding of how are you feeling. There's 2 worksheets. So one is just 5 tips on how to be self-caring for yourself. And the next is actually just a 1 sheet of emotional sustainability. And I want to give a shout out, and again, courtesy to understood.org. They did a great job. Their social workers created those things, and so that's going to be in the community. The second thing is SMART goals. Well, we all know what SMART goals are, right? So they're specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. That's what we're doing. And so there's going to be a SMART goal worksheet for you to fill out. And again, resource materials to help you be able to do that. 3, time management. That probably is the biggest problem that we're all facing. There's just no time. There's no time. There's no time to lesson plan. There's no time to teach. There's no time to spend with your family. There's just no time. So I have been dealing with that issue with my staff for 20 years. And so I developed a whole time management system. Again, there's a schedule sheet that you fill out. There's a whole bunch of resources in order to do that properly so that you can actually get back time. If you follow my time management system, you will get at least 1 hour back a week of time that's wasted. That's a lot. And there are 40 weeks in the school year, so that's 40 total hours. So that's basically 1 full week of wasted time that you will get back under my system. Now, you could get back more, but that's at least the minimum. The 4th thing is the lesson plan helper. Oh my God, did this teacher just fall apart when we started talking about her lesson plan, because tomorrow or today, the lesson that we were doing last night, she was just I have nothing. I have nothing to teach. And so when I looked at her lesson plans with her, I said to her, in all honesty, I said, are you excited about your lessons? Because I saw yesterday's lesson, and I'm like, this looks really boring. And she just looked at me like this. Yeah, I know. I don't know what to do. So I told her, and we went through it, and she's teaching online classes, so no in person. And so I said, okay, because it's online, 1, I've already done a video on YouTube on how to get kids engaged more online. So I gave her that link, and she took a look at it, and she was like, okay, that's a huge help to begin with. But now how do I plan? And so we went through everything that she needs to do from a simplistic standpoint. It wasn't a deep dive. It was just quick tips. These are the things that you should do. And so all of that will be in the community, the lesson plan helper. If you follow that, you will also save a lot of time on your lesson planning, because you're probably overthinking what you need to do. So everything in conjunction, if you go to my YouTube channel, if you find that video, if you join this community, all of these things are going to help you relax, get back control of your teaching so that you can have fun again with your students. And that's the goal. The goal has to be that you have fun with your students. Otherwise, why are we doing this? All right. Number 5, the last thing in this community is the evaluation score booster, which I am so excited about. I have been doing research for the last 2 weeks on the Danielson model and the Marzano model. And basically, I have been deep diving myself into it to give you the secret tricks to beat the score. Basically, what is an observer actually looking for? What can you do as a teacher to get a better evaluation score? There are specific things that you can do. It's a rubric. The advantage of a rubric is you just have to understand what the observer is looking for. And since I have 10 years experience as an observer doing formal observations for teachers, but I did formal observations in a much different way. There was an article in NewJersey.com about my teacher training program, and I used our evaluation system as the feedback tool to help new teachers develop their skills. Why? Because the rubric teaches you what you have to do in a classroom. Why not use it to its advantage? So all that you're going to get in this community is you're going to get the advantages of the rubric, not the disadvantages of the rubric. You're not getting that feedback from your principal. You're not getting that feedback from your supervisor. You're not getting like, am I doing this right or am I doing this wrong? You have to wait pretty much till you get formally observed to then know, oh, if I would have known, I would have done that. I'm going to give you all the secret tricks and tips in the rubric so that you don't have to wait for the observation and then be surprised. Every teacher in America deserves to get evaluated at the highest level that they want, and you get to choose, like, what do you want? Do you want to be like, so in Danielson, it's distinguished. Do you want to be distinguished? In Marzano, I believe it's highly effective. Do you want to get that score? If you do, join this community, because I'm going to give you all the secret strategies. That's it. So, what do you need to do in order to learn about the community? You need to follow this channel. You need to follow me on Twitter at, again, Rewards Pro. That's the title. Twitter, here, Rewards Pro. You can also find the link for my Facebook group that I run. I answer those questions every day. I don't really answer DMs here on IG. I don't really answer DMs on Twitter. I do most of my communication with teachers on Facebook. It's just an easier platform. It's easier to message, and you can see a running log, and I can send links so much easier. I can't do it on my phone to get links because I have everything saved in a Google Drive sheet. And so all I do is just copy it, and then I just paste it into Facebook. Just so much easier for you, for me, and it's just, that's the way we can communicate. This community is going to be amazing. We're going to connect 1 million teachers in America. I know, you heard me, 1 million teachers. I am in New Jersey. There's 100,000 teachers in New Jersey. But I'm already talking to teachers from different states. I've had conversations now with teachers in Indiana, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, California. That's where we're at so far. So if you're in one of those states, follow me now. Rewards Pro on Instagram, on Twitter. Follow the link to the Facebook group. I can't thank you enough. I'm super excited about this new community. Like I said, there's 5 things you're going to get in the community. So you have to join the community in order to get them. So the first is the self-care management. Second is the SMART goals. Third is time management strategies. 3 is lesson plan helper. 4, sorry. See, I'm having problems counting myself. 4 is the lesson plan helper. And 5, the bonus of all bonuses, the evaluation score booster. How you can do better on your evaluation. And in some cases in your districts, that means more money. That means bonuses. That means better contracts. That means privileges. That means a whole bunch of stuff. In New Jersey, if you get highly effective, you don't have a second formal observation. You only have 1. You may even be able to do a portfolio. In New Jersey, if you get a highly effective, you don't have to do all the other professional development stuff that every other teacher needs to do. You actually elevate yourself into this stratosphere where the system gives you privileges. So I want to help every teacher get into that higher level, because at that higher level, we have a whole different life. You don't have those times wasted where you have to go to these faculty meetings to discuss like teaching. You're a highly effective teacher. They just assume you know what you're doing. We don't need to waste your time. Do you want to get your time back? This is the way to get your time back. This is the way to take control over your career. This is the way for you to start loving teaching again. That's what we want to do. 1 million teachers in this community. So follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Rewards Pro. Get the link for the Facebook group. And I want to thank you so much for joining me again on this episode of Tuesdays with Schwartz. Again, with D. Scott Schwartz. Thank you and have a great day.